Hey, welcome back. It's Jason Walter here. In today's video, I'm going to go over a brand new report that was just issued today regarding September home sales in California. So let's go ahead and dive right into this video. And a quick reminder, if you haven't subscribed to this channel already, I post videos about how this pandemic is affecting our real estate market. So I invite you to join the family and subscribe to this channel, and also hit the like button if you appreciate real estate market updates just like this one. Okay, let me share my screen with you right now. So this is going to be compliments of the California Association of Realtors for September home sales in California only. So here's a headline here: California housing market outperforms expectations, breaking record high median price for the fourth straight month. And 2 months ago, they broke the 700,000 mark for the first time ever. I'll go over that here in just a little bit. So home sales climbed to the highest level in more than a decade in California. And you're looking at September sales that climbed above the 400,000 mark for the third straight month ever since we had this COVID crisis. So we've had this uptick in our real estate market ever since around April and May this year. So September sales have reached the highest level recorded since February 2009. So sales rose 5.2% from August and were up 21.2% from 1 year ago. Quite remarkable. This is the byproduct of a couple of things. One of those being record low interest rates. So according to Freddie Mac, the mortgage interest rates just recently hit another record low. So for the average for a 30-year fixed rate mortgage in the US averaged 2.81%. And that's the lowest in Freddie Mac's survey, which dates back to 1971. Freddie Mac's chief economist stated the following. He said, as we hit yet another record low, and that's the 10th recorded this year, many people are benefiting as refinance activity remains strong. And in addition, of course, people are buying houses as well. So that's one reason why we're seeing this uptick in our sales in California, home sales in California. They also had a great quote here as well. They said, and with many employers allowing the flexibility of working remotely, I talk about this a lot on my YouTube channel, home buyers may also have the option of searching for less expensive areas where homes are more affordable and where they can get more space for their money. So I'm seeing that in Sacramento, where I'm a real estate agent, and we're seeing a lot of people in the Bay Area move to the greater Sacramento area because people can work remotely and buy a bigger house with a bigger yard, and then their housing payment often is going down. So we're also seeing this in more resort-like areas as well. In Lake Tahoe, for example, just east of Sacramento, about 2 hours, they're saying they're running out of houses for sale. The homes are selling very, very quickly there. Wall Street Journal also reported that for wealthy West Coasters, working remotely means you can work basically anywhere, including Bermuda. For example, I mentioned this in a video about a month ago. The government of Bermuda is allowing people who are working remotely to apply to live there for 1 year. So you can look into that. It's called Work from Bermuda Certificate. All right, so going back to this California Association of Realtors sales report for September. So they say that with home sales continuing to bounce back in September, and sales of higher priced properties recovering faster than the rest of the market, the statewide median price hit another record high. We hit records in June, July, and August, now in September as well. I'm going to go over that here in just a little bit about these higher sales properties, because we're seeing sales of luxury houses absolutely skyrocketing, whereas houses in the more affordable range are not doing as fair. For the median home price, this is edging up 0.8% from August and jumping 17.6% from September 2019. So the California's median home price increased 17.6% from September 2019, from 1 year ago. The yearly price increase was the highest ever recorded since February 2014, and the highest and higher than the 6-month average of 5.3%, which is observed from March 2020 to August 2020. So let's talk about this on a regional level. And I'm going to give you a breakdown by each region, or each major region in California, and how those fare by number of sales and also prices. So stay tuned here in just a little bit. At the regional level, sales increased in all major regions from last year in the high double digits. The Central Coast and San Francisco Bay Area had the strongest sales, growth in September, both regions surging 42% and 34% respectively. And that was followed by increases in the far north, Southern California, and Central Valley. And I'll go over more on the regional level here in just a little bit. So sales in resort communities continue to absolutely skyrocket as people are able to work from home and then want more space and live in a beautiful area. So for example, in South Lake Tahoe, home sales continue to increase year over year by triple digits, 105.4% increase compared to the prior year. Absolutely crazy. So in addition, all but one of 51 counties tracked by CAR, the California Association of Realtors, reported a year-over-year price gain. So only one of the 51 did not record a price gain. So with 39 of them recording 10% or more. So Lassen had the highest price increase, gaining 51.4% compared to a year ago. Home prices on average increasing 51% in 1 year. Absolutely astonishing. Humboldt was the only county where the median price was flat from a year ago, and no counties experienced an annual price decline. So let's talk about for sale properties. They say continue to be added to the market at a pace slower than normal, and housing supply remains significantly below last year's level. I'll go over that in just a little bit, but we're seeing that's one of the reasons why we're seeing home prices increase so much is that inventory is so low and we have record low interest rates. So it's really fueling demand for houses right now. So obviously we need an influx of inventory to make it a more balanced, more healthy market, in my opinion. So the year-over-year decline of for sale properties declined 48.4% in September, and that was the fourth consecutive month with active listings falling more than 40% from the prior year. So year-over-year, we're down 48% for sale properties in California. Continues to be an issue. And we'll have to see if that changes. This is the middle of October right now, and we tend to have a slowing of our real estate market right now. So it'll be really interesting to see what happens in spring next year. So let's talk about active listings. So active listings continue to decline significantly in all regions. 49 of the 51 counties reported by CAR experienced a year-over-year decline in active listings in September. In addition, let's look at housing inventory. That tightened by double digits in all price segments. For sale properties priced below $1 million fell 56% on a year-over-year basis, and the supply of houses of $1 million to $3 million declined 30%. Homes priced at above $3 million declined 19%. All right, let's talk about how fast it took to sell a house, which is quite remarkable here. So the median days on the market for September was only 11 days. You compare that to September 2019, 1 year ago, it was 24. So right now, it's the houses that are selling for twice as fast as they were 1 year ago. So September 2020, this is the lowest figure ever recorded, 11 days on the market. Again, that's the median number of days it took to sell a house in California for single family homes. And CAR's statewide sales price to list price ratio was 100% in September 2020. So they're saying that on average, houses are selling for what the seller is asking for. Of course, it's a balancing act. Some people are asking for way more than their house is worth, and some are listing their houses for less than it's worth. So on average, houses are selling for about 100% of the asking price. So let's go over here by region here just a little bit. Obviously, a 30-year fixed rate mortgage in September averaged 2.89%, and that was down from 3.61% in September 2019. So interest rates are going down significantly when you compare that to 1 year ago. And we're at record low interest rates right now. So let's talk about different regions. I really like this graphic here. So again, the California single family home, the median home price is around $712,000. Last month it was $706,000, and that was the first time that it broke the $700,000 mark was in August. So on average, the home prices have increased 17.6%, and then sales have increased 21.2%. The number of sales actually really dipped during this pandemic in April. So it's really interesting to see that the number of home sales are absolutely skyrocketing right now. They have it by region. Really want to point this out. So San Francisco Bay Area, the median home price is around $1.1 million. The home prices have increased 20%. Sales increased 34% in the San Francisco Bay Area. However, the Bay Area is a large area. The San Francisco area is not seeing as much growth of outlying areas where you tend to get more bang for your buck or more house for your dollar. Let's talk about, talking about the San Francisco Bay Area, Marin, $1.5 million for the median home price, and the home prices increased year over year 14%, but the number of home sales up 53% in Marin. This is a county, if you're not familiar, just north of San Francisco, where you tend to get a lot more space and a large backyard in general compared to San Francisco. So San Francisco, the median home price is around $1.7 million. And look at the home sales actually increased 90% compared to 1 year ago. But the sales only increased 8%. Compare that to Marin, 14%. And then San Mateo County, which is just south of San Francisco, where you tend to get a little more bigger house and also have some yard space. The home prices increased 20.6% compared to 1 year ago. So San Francisco, 8%, San Mateo just south, 20%. So let's talk about Southern California really quick. Los Angeles, home prices are up about 13%, home sales up 16%. Central Coast, Monterey, everyone's heard of Pebble Beach and Carmel. The median home price is $860,000. And that has increased 30.7% compared to 1 year ago. And then this is astonishing. Home sales up almost 62% compared to 1 year ago. It's just quite remarkable. And it just goes to show that a lot of people are buying houses in more resort-like areas. Love Carmel. In addition, you can say the same thing for Santa Barbara and Santa Cruz. Santa Barbara is a $1 million for the median home price. Santa Cruz, I went to college at UC Santa Cruz. Amazing place to live. But holy cow, median home price, $1.1 million. So for Santa Barbara, home prices have increased 36.7%, and then home sales up 50%. This is kind of in line with Santa Cruz. Home prices are up 33%, and then home sales up 27%. So I'm going to go over here just a little bit. I'm going to go over more of a high level what we're seeing about these numbers compared to prior years. So stay tuned for that. Merced, thought it was really interesting to see that Merced, the number of houses actually declined 21%. Placer in Sacramento County, which is our counties close to me. I'm a real estate agent in Sacramento, but my territory also covers parts of Placer County, which is Roseville, Rockland, for example, and Granite Bay. In Placer County, home prices increased 7%, and then home sales skyrocketed 58%. In Sacramento, home sales have increased 21%, and then home prices 14%. Also thought it was really interesting note here, Plumas County, which is about an hour north of Sacramento, their home sales increased 130%, which is I think one of the highest percentage increases across the entire state. In addition, in Amador County, which is really popular for wine tasting, for example, which is about 45 minutes east of Sacramento, home sales increased 122%. In Mono County, they also increased 118%, and this is a county close to Yosemite. And then again, for the median days on the market, so the time it takes for a house to be listed to when it ultimately sells or when a seller accepts an offer, only 11 days in September 2020. Compare that to September 2019, 24 days. So quite remarkable there. In addition, in Monterey County, it took only 10 days to sell a house. In most areas along the central coast there, it took around 10 to 13 days to sell a house. You compare that to last year, it took about a month. So they're selling houses about 3 times faster than last year. In addition, in Sacramento, the median days on the market is only 7 days compared to 12 days last year. For the last couple of buyers that got into contract, we got in contract on one of them in 1 day when the seller accepted 2 offers. Another one was very quick as well. So houses are selling less than a week in Sacramento. All right, let's switch gears here. I'm going to show you some graphics here. Compliments again of the California Association of Realtors, again for September 2020. They have a great slideshow here that's like 70 pages long, but I actually really minimized it. I'm only going to show you about 10 pages of those, so kind of show you at a high level. So for sales again, sales gained momentum and grew to a level not seen in over 10 years. So again, we have about 489,000 units that were sold in September 2020 in California. So that is a 21% increase compared to 1 year ago. So you can see here, here's all this in aqua here is 2020. You saw during the pandemic in the second quarter of 2020, the number of home sales absolutely plummeted. As a real estate agent, I wasn't even allowed to meet with clients for about a month. Home sellers took the houses off the market. Inventory became even tighter. So home sales definitely declined during that period. But ever since we had the ease of restrictions on real estate agents, then home sales have absolutely skyrocketed ever since Q3 of this year. So here's another graphic here to show this is the California home sales, and right now increasing 21.2% compared to 1 year ago. Again, we had the dip during March and April of this year, but ever since then, absolutely skyrocketing to levels we haven't seen in many, many years. So Bay Area sales grew at the fastest pace in over a decade, up 34.2%. This line is practically vertical, absolutely skyrocketed over the last couple of months. Southern California up 25%, and then Central Valley up 18.4%. In addition, I mentioned this in my previous videos about home sales on the luxury end are absolutely skyrocketing as well. So here is this dark blue line here is houses that are sold of over $2 million. So ever since May, they've absolutely skyrocketed well above any other price range here. So see that houses of over $2 million, well above anything else. And then right below that, houses priced or sold of $1 million to $2 million. But what's really interesting to note here is that houses in the more affordable range of less than $300,000, they have been relatively flat ever since July of this year, way below what we're seeing compared to other price segments. So very challenging to find a house in California of $300,000 or less. Here's another way to look at it. So houses of $3 million plus for the ultra luxury high-end market, up, this is the number of houses sold, up 119% compared to 1 year ago for houses of $3 million. In addition, houses of $1 million to $3 million, home sales of up 80% in California, and then houses priced less than $1 million, up 16.9%. So let's talk about home prices real quick and we'll wrap this video up. So California median price obviously set a new record. This is for the fourth consecutive month. For $712,000 is the median home price in California. As you can see here, a slight progression of home prices, but in Q3 of this year, home prices have been absolutely skyrocketing here in California. And we haven't seen this in many, many years. So well, actually we haven't seen this ever. The home prices have reached a record high, but well above what we're seeing compared to the dip, for example, in 2009, where the home prices on average are around $300,000, maybe a little less than that. So let's talk about inventory and active listings real quick. I have one graphic to show you regarding this. So inventory is at its lowest level since November 2004. Obviously, I talk about this a ton on my YouTube channel, is that we need inventory. We need people to get their houses listed in order to have a more balanced market, because the market right now is highly favored to sellers right now due to the lack of inventory and buyer demand out there. So when you compare it to, so this is for September 2020. So our months of supply of houses right now in September 2020 is only 2 months. You compare that to September 2019, it's 3.6 months. So we're at a far less housing supply compared to 1 year ago. And especially when you look back at 2006 to 2008, our months of supply of houses was around 16 months, and now we're only about 2 months. So far less inventory than we saw during the Great Recession of 08-07. And that is your California housing market update for September 2020. So I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please hit the like button. I greatly appreciate that. And if you haven't subscribed to this channel already, I invite you to do so, because I post videos about how this pandemic is affecting our real estate market. So I invite you to subscribe to this channel and join the family. Also, you can follow me on Instagram. I'm Sacramento Realtor. Hope you have an awesome day. I look forward to seeing you on the next video.